So she said, well, the Lord had told him some years back, once his assignment is finished, he's going to go home, so we thought, man, maybe he's gone, and so we couldn't find no type of website or any books or anything at the time, and so, we were kind of discouraged, and so, my wife, she told me, she said, well, punch in such and such, and we went on the internet, and sure enough, we came across something, and I said, this is the same man that Jesus just showed me the other night in a dream. And she started screaming. I said, what? She said, this is the man that came to my church a few years ago, and that man was you. And so
it was me.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So
Yes.
Jesus said I was his friend to you.
Yes, sir.
In a dream.
In a dream.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And we never met. I never saw you, or
Never.
even that you were bald-headed, or any of that.
No, sir.
I mean, this is amazing. Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
Yes.
And so, what had really, at that point,
So your wife knew about me.
Yes, sir.
So you knew. How did you know of me?
I was back in 2003. I was going to a church, and you came to do some crusades there.
Okay.
And it just really changed my life.
Wow.
And over the years, I listened to the messages. And then when I met Cliff, I knew he would love that message. So I gave it to him, and for weeks, he listened to it 3 or 4 times a day, just really soaking it in.
Wow.
Really soaking it in.
So you remember the YouTube thing when he told you about the YouTube? And,
Yes, sir.
and he had told you Jesus came to him in a dream?
Yes, sir. He told me maybe a week or 2 after it happened.
Wow.
And I said, okay, that's wonderful. And, he was just so excited. And I was just like, wow, this is amazing. I've never heard of this before. Because he didn't know of you, but I did.
Right.
So, and then Jesus himself, came to him. I'm like, I've never seen the Lord, but that is wonderful that he personally came to you.
Wow. So you told him after he said Jesus said to him that I was his friend, you told him that you believed that because you had heard me give my testimony in Cleveland.
Exactly.
And how he had appeared to me. Is that what you told him?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
So tell me, what else happened?
Yeah, and what had really made me so hungry to find out, who you were was, like I said, I couldn't find any websites or anything, but I just started asking the Lord. I said, Lord, I'll do anything you tell me to do, but I don't know who this man is.
Yeah.
And so.
Yeah, I want you to tell about 30 million people how you disrespected me. You thought, I want him to tell you this. He thought because I didn't have no website, I was small time, But go on.
And so.
Here we go.
At that point, a couple nights had went by, and the Lord came to me in a dream again. But
So he came back to you in a dream?
Yes, sir, in the all-white robe again.
Wow.
But this time, it looked like we was on the East Coast of New York somewhere, and we were on the stoop of an apartment building. I was, and this apartment building had 9 floors, and on the first floor I saw my old pastor who was in Cleveland, and then on the second and third floor in the windows there were 2 men that I don't know who they are, but in a dream I know that God used them powerfully back in their day. And then on the 4th floor I saw John G. Lake, and then the 5th floor I saw Juanita Bynum, the 6th floor I saw Maria Woolworth Etter, the 7th floor that was Smith Wigglesworth, the 8th floor I saw Benny Hinn, and then on the top and final floor was Captain Cool. Now, all those people I had read about them, briefly in God's General's book, and I looked up a little bit more and I saw Jesus standing on top of the roof, and he had on an all-white robe that was glowing again, but standing on his right-hand side was you, and...
So I was standing on Jesus' right
Yes, sir.
hand.
Yes, sir.
Go on.
And, at that point I woke up out of the dream, and I just laid there and said, no, it can't be. I said,
Why can't be?
I'm thinking, he's so young,
Oh, so you thought because I was young? Okay,
Yes,
I
sir.
have the goods.
Yeah, and I said, I know Benny Hinn, Catherine Kuhlman. I said, but he can't be that close, if they're not. And then, I said, he's so young. I've never heard of him. Can't find a website. All these different things.
Oh, so you thought because I ain't have no website. Did Jesus have a website? No, he have no website. Go on.
Yes, sir. And so, it just blew my mind, And so, at that point, maybe another 3 or 4 days went by, and the Lord told me to give up everything that I had. And at that point, I gave up a 5,000 square foot home, 2 cars that I had, 3 homes that I was renting out, and almost $230,000 in cash that I had accumulated over time. And, you know, my family, you know, they thought I had cracked up. They thought I was going nuts. My friends, they didn't understand it, but they knew something had happened, you know, because of how the way I used to be,
Right.
you know. And so, you know, at that point, you know, I just wanted to obey God, you know, so it was nothing for me to give it all up. And so I put in my 2-week notice at my job. And so, you know, we found out, you know, where the ministry was located. And so, you know, we gave up everything, and me, my wife, and the baby, we packed up in a little small Saturn.
Yeah.
And we had our clothes and everything, what we had left.
I remember this. I mean, when they first came to the ministry, I didn't know this, but they were in town. They had came to the city in a little car, living out of a little car and washing up at the mall. That's faith. I mean, because the Lord appeared to them to come and to be a part of the ministry. They left everything. I mean, you hear this. He gave up a home, a huge home, money. See, I'm telling you, when Jesus apprehends your life, there's nothing too great that you won't give up. But y'all got to remember, Jesus told him I was his friend too. See that?